Good morning, Floss 2 friends. It's Jill from Jilly Bean's Creative Candy Jar, back for another episode of What Have I Been Up To for the last month. So I don't have a whole lot to show you today, but I did want to insert a couple of, I think I mentioned in a previous video, some craft Christmas exchanges I was participating in, and I wanted to show you those. And just a few things that I have done so that I can get some stuff cleared away, get back to wrapping, which was what I'm supposed to be doing while my husband's out this morning, and then come back the week between Christmas and New Year, because I'll be off, and show you a knitting whip parade, a cross-stitch whip parade, my plans for 2026. They've been percolated, and I don't know if anything will actually come to fruition, but I'm starting to come up with some plans. So let's dive in. So as always, I start with my knitting, and been up to a few things, not a lot. So back up a minute. Life update. Life. I know I told you last time work has been crazy pants. It's been worse. We are closing. I work for an industrial real estate company, and we are closing 4 loans next week. So it's, while I don't actually negotiate the loan, way above my pay grade, I do all the back office stuff, the paperwork, getting things organized, working with the attorneys and the tenants. So it's been a lot. In fact, on Friday, I was there almost till 7:30 notarizing documents. So my arm was tired by the time I got home. Getting too old for this stuff. But so it's been really crazy. In fact, I had finished stitching my homework for the Jingle Ball, and I had planned to sew them this week. And the other night, my husband's like, "You didn't get it done." I'm like, "When have I been home that I'm just never here. When I do get home, I'm just too tired." So I have been working on my husband's Christmas present, which is his lovely hunter orange hat. It's a very simple 1x1 rib, really stretchy. As you can see, I started to bind off. So I like to do a nice stretchy bind off. So he likes to fold them up over his ears. So it'll be a, simple fold up. And my thought was today, while I'm watching a little football with him this afternoon, it's one of the few things we'll watch together is football and hockey. And even then, sometimes we watch them on separate televisions because I cannot stand when he changes the channel. So I'm working on that. I plan on finishing that this afternoon, and I'll block it and it'll be ready for Christmas. And I have also been working on my sweater, which is Ankers, I think. I'll post it somewhere, by Petite knits. And it's coming along. It's not making fast progress, but I want to finish up my husband's gift. And as everything, all the time, I always had these great visions of getting so much done while he's gone that week between Christmas and New Year. We'll see what I accomplish. So that's what I've been knitting. Oh, I am wearing today, this is the Turtle Dove 2, and it's done in a yarn that is a viscose fiber with wool blown into it. So it's very, very lofty and light. In fact, I've knit it twice. I've knit it in this pink color, and I have it in a minty green color. And I love it because it's a, you can't see, I'll post a picture. It's a boxy fit, so it hangs nicely off the body, and even though it's warm, it's not hot. And for my friends of a certain age group where we can turn on our own internal furnaces, it's great for that, because even though it's got the pattern calls for a 4-inch turtleneck that you fold over, and I modified that and made it shorter. So even though it has a turtleneck, it's not confining. I don't ever feel like I'm overheating in it. So great pattern for those if you want it. And it's a great beginner words today, Jill. Beginner friendly pattern. It's got some nice shaping at the armholes. It's a raglan sleeve, which for my body shape is a great body shape sweater. So you should always find the sweater that fits you and fits your body type right, and you can always modify things. Like a drop shoulder, not a good look on me. I'm fairly busty. I do not need a line in that general area to add more definition. All set there. So that's my tip on knitting today. Cross stitch. What have I been doing? So I did finish. Oh, I finished. Which way? This way. This is the Quaker Cocoa or Cocoa quilt pattern by Primrose Cottage. And I finished it. I stitched it all up. It's stuffed. Just have to whip stitch it. Another project I plan on doing while I sit down and watch a little football this afternoon. So that should be ready to put out. I finished my homework for the pairs and I may have shown you this because I think this has been done for a while, but this is definitely one that I do not want to try to finish if I'm tired, because I think that I will do a test mock-up of the pair, which I gotta tell you, one of the best classes I've ever, not that I've taken that many cross-stitch classes, but a great class. The directions were so clear. Both, I took this class and I took the Stand-Up Santa class. Both teachers, fabulous job. Annie Bees and Kathy Haberman, fabulous job. The printed directions that came, incredible. Definitely something that I'm very confident now in doing on my own. Great that I get to watch the class for 30 days. So it's definitely something that I will be finishing soon. And I really, really enjoyed the classes. Both projects were great. I will be doing a mock-up of the pair, though, just out of fabric. So I will pick a fabric that I will probably use to finish it. I brought some of the velveteen, but I don't know if I like it because I was talking with Stephanie, the New England stitcher. And if you haven't watched her latest video, go watch it, because she actually finished the pairs in fabric, some of the Tilda Christmas fabric that I also have. And they were so pretty. And I thought, oh, that would be pretty to do a Christmas Tilda pair with the cross-stitch pair. Maybe do two Christmas pairs and the cross-stitch. So I have 3 nice pairs to finish. So we'll see. We'll get that done. So those are my 2 stitch finishes. What else have I been stitching on? So like a lot of you, like I think it was Kathy from Two Needles Pulling Thread and Stitchy Linda started the Brenda Gervais Christmas bells. I put the pattern away because I stitched on this for 2 days. I was so excited. I'm like, look how much progress I'm making. The white is just too ghosty for me on this particular fabric. And this was Winter Mint 36 count by Atomic Ranch. And while I love the fabric, I really didn't like the way the white was showing. And 2 strands was too thick for my taste. So that project got thrown away. Well, didn't get thrown away, got put away. And I ordered some blue. So I'm thinking it might look nice on blue. So that should be coming. And so therefore, I had a couple of things I've been stitching on. So I pulled out. So last year at the Jingle Ball, a bunch of us started I'm really bad with words today. I'm sorry. And I also am very unprepared in that I don't have a lot of my patterns to show you. So I will insert pictures where I need to. Started the Heartstring Samplery Christmas Bells. I think that's what it's called. And so I pulled that out. When I pulled it out this year, I had only gotten across the top. So I got a lot of progress on this. Originally, I had seen this because Missy from Two Needles Pulling Thread did it, and it's so beautiful. So I want to get this done. I pulled my own colors from stuff that I had in stash, because when I tell you we started it at the Jingle Ball, it was like 9 o'clock at night. We're like, oh yeah, let's go pick fabric. So I picked my own colors. So things that I had, and I think I'm going to do my words in a dark blue. And this is Color and Cotton. It was a special edition color, Yale. But I think I like it a lot. So, and I have lots of different colors. I ordered a whole bunch of different silvers because I wasn't sure. Did I want a silver or a black silver? Or so I have almost every color silver they make. So hopefully one of them, maybe I'll do multiple colors. Who knows? Time will tell. So I worked on that for a little bit, and this is going away for right now. But in next year, part of my plan is to pick two focus projects and work on them. One will definitely not be done because I know which one it is. And 5 days every month. And then another focus project until it's done. So this will be one of the first ones I pull out as my focus project for things to work on. So generally I like to do cross stitch in the morning and knitting at night, or vice versa. So I touch each of my preferred crafts at least once a day. So lately it's been cross stitch in the morning and at night and knitting at work. So we'll see. Who knows what 2026 will bring. So I've had I've had 3 new starts. So I don't know. I just want to start everything. So last year, a group of us did a little mini retreat, and we kitted up projects, and we did like a Yankee swap of projects. And you had to supply a project bag. So if you recognize this project bag, you can guess whose project I got. So I got Stephanie's The New England Stitcher. So, and it was, you gave the pattern, and this one is Winter Forest by Primrose. We agreed that it was going to be on 18 count fabric because we have some folks that are only Ada stitchers in our little friend group. So we did 18 count fabric. You supplied the piece of fabric and DMC floss. So I started this the other day, and this is how far I've gotten, and I am loving it. It's great. You know, I generally like to stitch on linen, but it's really nice to occasionally jump back into a piece of Ada because it's just so much easier to see the holes, and I can, I feel like I make a little bit more progress on them. So that's in my works. I also started, this has been in my collection since I came back to cross stitch. And unfortunately, I can't show you the pattern at all because it is Mary and Minty by With Thy Needle and Thread. It's a free pattern, so you can go on over to her Facebook page and get it if you're interested in it. It's Santa standing on a reindeer's back decorating a tree. So I started that this weekend. It would be nice if I showed you the front in case you wanted to see what my threads looked like. So this is how far I've gotten. This is 1 day's worth of stitching. I was really proud of myself. I actually focused on it and made some progress. And for that, I am using all of the called for flosses, and I'm stitching that on. This is why I use luggage tags. So I use luggage tags with an index card, and then on the back of the index card, I write a key for myself from the pattern. I don't know if you guys can see that. Sometimes I will print it out and just glue it on, but this way it's all collected together. So this is on 36 count flannel flower by Fox and Rabbit, and I started it yesterday, the 13th. So we'll see how we do with that, and I'm keeping that along with another project in my Christmas keeper that I made. It was my first attempt at making a keeper. I was pretty proud of it. And then the next thing I started this morning. So while we were at the Jingle Ball, my friend Nisi showed a finish of, it's right here, hold on. Christmas Delivery by Cottage Garden Samplings. I'll put a picture right there because I don't have the cover. I haven't printed it out. So I picked that up and ordered all of the fabulous DMC floss. And I just started this morning. The little cardinal. So these are the flosses. And I think that I will be very pleased with the way the white shows on this blue. So this is 18 count Haunted by Picture This Plus. And I don't have a project bag for it. So one of the things that I hope to get done in the next week or so is make some project bags. But I know a couple of my friends, when they kit a kit up, they also pull just like one strand of the floss. So I did that as well. So that's a ridiculous amount of floss, and it's just too overwhelming sometimes. So I just pulled off one strand of each color and threw them on a couple of index cards. And I'm keeping that in my cute little Christmas stitchy box that I made myself. Picked up a small jewelry box on the Amazon, and then just popped out the inserts, covered this, cut a piece of mat board, covered it with a little bit of fabric so I actually can stick my needles in there. I have a tendency to thread a bunch of needles and just kind of stick them in and then go from there. So that's what I have been working on. What have I purchased? I've made some purchases, not a ton because I've been doing some Christmas shopping. Hold on, let me get these out of my way here. Oops, sorry about that. So all those can get put away, but I did make a purchase at the Jingle Ball. I was so excited about this. So I picked up the gingerbread, what is this one called? I want to call it Gingerbread House. Gingerbread House sewing book. And this is Stacy Nash. So it is being kept in my Tilda bag that I made myself. So I have a whole stack of fabric over here that I pulled out of my collection to make some project bags, some very basic project bags, nothing fancy. I'm not going to do the quilted, you know, the piece on there. So I ran down to see Pam at Stitch New England, and I picked up this really nice dark brown. I don't know how I'm going to do with, it might have to be a daytime stitch. And picked up the flosses. She had most of them, but not all of them. But Pam is really good at helping pick substitutions. So I did have her help me pick a few of the substitutes. And I think they're going to look fabulous on this fabric. Like I said, it's just a matter of, I'm going to have really good lighting, some magnification probably, but that's okay. And I'm not in a rush to finish it. I'm just so excited. I just really want to start that one. So that I think will be my Christmas day. Who am I kidding? The day after Christmas start. I know a lot of people start things on Christmas Day and major holidays. I tend to host, so I don't always have time. So for Christmas, so my husband's family is Italian and German, and I am Italian and Irish. So his mother celebrates St. Nicholas Day, which is on December 5th. So we celebrate St. Nicholas Day when we check our little shoes and we get little treats. Then we have regular Christmas. Our family does Christmas Eve really big. My family does the Feast of the Seven Fishes with Eric's family, because my family all lives out of state, so I don't necessarily see them on Christmas. I see my mother for New Year's, because my son's birthday is January 2nd, so she's been coming for 31 years. She comes to visit. So on Christmas Eve, I used to do Christmas dinner, and I've done sit-down dinner with fish and everything, and then we're getting older, and nobody wants to drive at night, and it gets really dark here in New England. So some of his relatives live in New Hampshire and stuff. So I went to Christmas lunch or Christmas Eve lunch last year, and everybody seemed to be happy with that. So we're doing that again this year. What am I serving? I'm not 100% sure yet. Lasagna and something else. We'll figure it out as we get closer. And what else have I been stitching on? I think that is it. So let me tell you about the 2 Christmas exchanges I was involved in. And I will insert here the video of what I gave to my person. And I had Nisi of Because We Stitch. So our parameters for our exchange were, it was a handmade item. And because I said I would agree to participate, but I couldn't guarantee I could cross stitch something and finish it in the time frame that we had, because I just don't stitch as fast as my friends do. And I'm getting faster, and it's definitely something, it's a muscle memory thing. So I knit a pair of socks, which I think I've showed you guys before, but you'll see them in the video. And then we had $30 was what we could spend. So I picked up some hand-dyed floss from a dyer that I found on Etsy in a beautiful tropical beachy type of palette, which is so Nisi. And I made her a needle minder of the month club. She uses a needle minder. So I went on Just Another Button Company and picked buttons, and I wrapped them so that you could not see what the needle minder was. And she has chosen to open them one a month. So she did open December, because we were in December when we did it. And so she'll start opening them in January. And if you want to see what they are, you need to go follow her on Instagram, and I will link her Instagram below. And what else did I give her? I think that was it. Oh, and I found a little, a snowman, a little Mill Hill kit that was a snowman on the beach. And if you don't know, she lives in Florida, so I thought it was appropriate. So Stephanie, the New England, had me. I have to tell you, it's really hard when the package arrives and you have to sit there and look at the box and you can't open it, because our rule was we could not open the box until we got together. And we did this Friday night of the Jingle Ball. So we had stepped out of the ball and went to a Zoom, and we did it there. So Stephanie had me at, oh my God, friends, this is so beautiful. Look at this beautiful piece. So if you know me, I love purple. I love all colors. I'd say red's probably my least favorite, but purple, you can't go wrong with me and purple. So it's gorgeous. Act justly, love mercy, walk humbly, excuse me. Okay, let me open this and show you. Sorry, as I keep zipping it, unzipping it, and zipping it. And all the little accoutrements inside are in purple. They're so beautiful. So I got a cute little cabochon with some purple. There you go. And some antique buttons and a bulb stitch marker and a book. I don't know if you can see this, but it has my name on it. And all kinds of fabulous little goodies, little Kiwanis snips and some purple stitch pins. Oh my God, it's fabulous. And cute little pin cushion. It's like, what is this thing called? So that was in my box, and she was so gracious. She made me a whole little baggie. So if you are going to the library stitchers, come see me and I'll have a needle minder for you. My logo, which is the Jelly Beans Creative Candy Jar. And she made me a whole bunch of little needle minders so I can give them out. I'm so excited. I've never had my own little branded supplies. So that was that one. And then for my knitting group, I actually had the girl that's the teacher of the class. So I had known what I was going to make her, and I can't even show you any of the fabric because I gifted her the fabric because the fabric had cats on it, and I'm not a cat person, but she is. So I gave her all the leftover fabrics in her little gift. And I had made her, I think I had shown you guys a while ago, this pattern. Is this it right here? Yes. Sorry. For this cover that goes on like a keeper, like a date keeper. I got one that was just lined so she could just kind of journal everything that she makes this year. And so I was working on that. And then at class, we went around the room and we talked about things that we may or may not want as gifts, because we have a couple of new folks in our class. So things about ourselves so they could have some ideas for gifting. And one of the questions was, would you want any knitting supplies? And most people said no, I'm all set. Some people said yes. And she said, I would love a large sweater-sized knitting bag. And she looked at me and I was like, okay. So I went home and got some more fabric and made the sweater-sized knitting bag. And it was my pleasure. It was a love. I love doing it. And because the last couple of years I've given knitting bags and they have been like quilted and everything. This is not that elaborate. Thankfully, the pattern of the fabric didn't need to have a lot of other things added to it. So I will insert that video here. And that's pretty much it. I've made a few purchases. Like I said, I picked up the stuff to do the Stacey Nash gingerbread house. I'll work on that. And the biggest plan I have, besides finish wrapping all the stuff that's behind me here, that has to get wrapped. I'm going to finish my stand-up Santa, probably make the pear. And then that week between Christmas and New Year, like I said, I'm going to come back and do a whip parade for you. And on my knitting side, I may break it up into 2 videos because I have a lot of cross stitch whips. I firmly believe if I own it, I might as well start it. I have a lot of cross stitch whips, and my knitting whips, I have quite a few. I have more kits of things that I want to try to do this year. So maybe I'll do a little bit of that too, show you some of the kits that I really want to work on this year. So that is all. I hope you all have a great holiday season, whatever you celebrate. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever you celebrate. I hope you have a great time. Enjoy time with family and friends, and make time for yourself. Make time to make sure you do some self-care, do something creative. Have a great day. Bye. Hey friends, Past Jill here. It is Thanksgiving weekend, and I am getting ready to pack up one of the 2 craft gift exchanges I'm participating in. This year, I'm doing an exchange with some cross-stitch friends and my knitting friends. So this is my cross-stitch exchange, and I thought I'd show it to you before I packed it up. So we agreed that we would do 1 handmade item, and since I am a very slow cross-stitcher, I knit my person a pair of Christmas socks. So my person was Denise from Because We Stitch, and she lives in Florida, and I don't care where you live, everybody needs to have toasty toes on Christmas. So she got a pair of Christmas socks, as well as this really cute little Ort dish, a tropical fish, and I got some really beautiful hand-dyed floss from a dyer that I found on Etsy, and I will try to remember to link her below. So hang on a second, let me shake it out here. It's just so pretty. Look how vibrant those blues are, and they just reminded me of Denise being on the beach. And I made her a Needle Minder of the Month Club subscription that I made. So I will have inserted a picture here. I took some Jabco buttons and glued them to some magnets. And as you can see, some of them, obviously I didn't pay attention to which way my magnets were going because they're fighting with each other. So I put them in little cards with the month that they're for, and she can either choose to open them all now or wait and open them one each month. So I just wrapped some fabric around them, and this way she can't sneak peek. She can decide what she wants to do. So I'm going to wrap this up and pop it in the FedEx because we're exchanging them next Friday and I'm a little behind. So hope you like them. Hey friends, back again to show you what I did for my knitting group exchange. So we used Elfster to pick our names, and because we have a bunch of new folks in our class, we had gone around the table and asked some very generic questions of people. So the woman that I got happens to really like cats, which I knew about. So I made her this really cute journal cover, and I'm sure I'll talk about this in the video because I want to be making another one. So it's got some inside pockets, a place for your pen, some additional pockets here, this really funky shape. Oh, would be nice if I had it in frame. This really funky shape pocket here. So I really, really like that. And it's a pattern that I think I've told you about before. And I think it was by Erebus Studio. But again, I will have talked about that. Sorry, I'm not getting the snap to close with one hand. And during the question and answer time, she said, oh, one of the questions was, do you want or you have a need for more knitting supplies? And her answer was, yes, I would love a sweater-sized knitting project bag. And for the last 2 years, I've given project bags. So she looked at me and smiled. So I took that as a cue to make her a giant project bag using the same fabric. I am not a cat person. So for all of the cat lovers, this is a really great fabric that I picked up at Blackstone quilt company, and you can see all the extra fabric. I'm gifting her the fabric as well, since I know I won't use it. So very simple project bag. So there you go. And I hope she likes it. So thanks. Bye.